tell you guys some things I wish I would have known before starting my Etsy shop. How much money I made from Etsy, and if I will be continuing my Etsy shop in 2021. So if you want to hear about that, make sure you stick around.
What's your hustle? Like, what you do? What you do that's great? What do you do that everybody call you
Think
for?
that you gonna get me for the discount price? You must be tripping, smoking dope, or trying to ruin your life.
Hey y'all, what's up? My name is ChonieB, and I want to thank you for clicking on this video. Here on my channel, I do videos about starting a lash business and changing your mindset to get into the business mindset. But today, y'all, I am doing videos about my Etsy shop. So I'm gonna tell you guys some things I wish I would have known before starting my Etsy shop. How much money I made from Etsy, and if I will be continuing my Etsy shop in 2021. So if you want to hear about that, make sure you stick around. If you are thinking about selling an item on Etsy, y'all, put it down in the comments. Let me see what you're trying to sell. I'm nosy like that, okay? And I'm going to see if I can shop with you once you get your Etsy site up and running. Let's get into the video. All right, y'all. So the first thing we are going to talk about is how much money I made from Etsy. And even though I know I made a good amount of change, I don't know exactly how much I made from Etsy, because after my success of $10,000 in the first 30 days, y'all, I thought I was gonna be balling off of Etsy. I thought Etsy was gonna allow me to quit my job, retire my boss, and all that good stuff. But y'all, that's not what happened. That is not what happened at all. So let's figure out how much money I made from Etsy. Did I really make that amount of money? I don't feel like I did. Okay, so I know y'all can't see this. I'm gonna insert a screenshot, but I made wait a minute. I made $21,100. Where, sis? Where's that money at? Cause ain't no way in hell I spent. I mean, well, this MacBook was $5. I don't know. Yeah, y'all, I made $21,000 last year on Etsy, and I cannot believe that. Like, what? So I joined Etsy on July the 4th. Okay, you guys, I joined Etsy on July the 4th, and it was the height. Like, I mean, I know we had been in the pandemic mode since March for real, but that's kind of when more people were like going back outside, and I end up catching it. I ain't gonna say it because this video is gonna be monetized. So I end up catching that, and while I was sick in the house, I was like, hey, let me start my Etsy business. Let's talk about the first 90 days of setting up your Etsy shop. The payment schedule with Etsy is absolutely stupid, okay? It's so stupid, you guys. So within the first month, let me import this screenshot of the first month, okay? Within the first month, I made $9,000. So I ended up making $8,700, and I had 9,000 people to visit my shop. So I made $8,700 with 102 orders. I'm gonna put, okay, y'all, let me tell you about the foolishness when you first open your Etsy shop, which is why this is 5 things I wish I would have learned before opening my shop. With Etsy, the first 90 days, say you get an order today, that money that you got today on Friday will not be available to deposit into your account until the following Friday, okay? The following Friday. Friday may be on the 1st. You ain't getting that money to the 8th, okay? In the meantime, if you need to make, buy, or do anything for that order, you out of luck unless you just have money on hand, supplies on hand, whatever you need on hand, okay? So I personally don't use the shipping system through Etsy because it's a little bit more expensive. I have a ShipStation subscription, and Y'all, I was paying all of my shipping fees out of pocket because Etsy was holding my money up. So I had 102 orders, and out of 102 orders, y'all, I swear, damn near a lot of that money was coming out of my own pocket. Now, of course, I was getting the money, you know, the first payment, it took me 2 weeks to receive my first payment. So I made my first order on the 4th, which technically meant the money was supposed to be available on the 11th. The money, I did not get my first check from Etsy until like the 20th, y'all. It took 2 weeks for me to get my first check from them, and I was so blown. I'm talking about I had all these orders within the first 2 weeks, and I was paying all of that stuff out of pocket. Everything. Shipping stuff, the containers I was putting my items in, everything I was paying out of pocket because Etsy be holding the money up. Now, after your first 90 days, then you can start getting your deposits. Because did that go on for 90 days? Yeah. That foolishness went on for 90 days. After 90 days, you can start getting next day deposits. You can start getting deposits like once a week. You can pick your own deposit schedule. But for them first 90 days, y'all, definitely that first month, like your first 30 days is going to be so crucial, y'all. If you are going to set up an Etsy shop, just go in mindful that you might have to pay shipping, whatever it is that you need to do to get your supplies. If you're doing like a custom orders and stuff, you're going to need to have cash on hand to be able to make those items, ship those items until you receive your first check. And another thing, they do not have customer service that you can call and be like, hey, where my money at? That's not there, okay? You have to email these folks, and it takes them forever to email you back, and then they keep sending you to the frequent question page, and it's so aggravating. So yeah, I really wish I would have known that before starting, because then I would have known I needed some money for real. Because I was paying for that on a credit card. I was paying for it any way I could. Y'all, it was a whole headache those first 2 weeks. But after that, things got better. Okay, so that was a whole rant. They just like them first 90 days, baby. It's rough. The second thing I wish I would have known when starting my Etsy shop, having this huge success in my first month, 87. Now remember, I made $21,000. 8,700 of that money was made in July. 8,700. My products did not change whatsoever. My service time didn't change. Nothing changed over the next few months. But baby, them orders, they slowed up for real. So Etsy's algorithm, once you start making a certain amount of money, they want you to pay for ads. I don't know if it's because my item happened to really be popular at that point in time, or if it was because I was a new seller and they were pushing my products. I don't know what it was, but within the first 30 days, 9,487 people visited my shop. Right? 9,484 people. So that's a conversion rate of 1.1%. 1.1% of the people who visited my shop purchased something. I ended up having 102 orders, which came up to $8,700. First 30 days. Cool. The next 30 days through September the 4th, 6,000 people visited my store, and I had 44 orders, which was a conversion rate of 0.7. Okay, so 3,000 less people came to my site, which means, okay, cool, the numbers dropped off a little bit, but I still got a great amount of orders, and I made $5,372 that month, right? Within those 30 days. Now, within those 30 days, things still are going the same way. You're still getting paid once a week, but now I'm getting paid weekly, so that worked out really cool. But the algorithm was slowing up on me because they kept pushing for the fact that I needed to pay for Etsy ads. After like the third time of me denying paying for Etsy ads, I'm like, what's really going on here? And then comes the craziness. So the next 30 days after that, y'all, it just gets worse and worse and worse up until like this last month. The numbers keep trickling, but altogether I end up making $21,000. Etsy's ads are crazy. I end up running ads for Black Friday, and how much money did I make? I end up running a Black Friday sale, y'all. Let me tell you how much money I made for Black Friday compared to how much money I spent in Etsy ads. So in the month of November, 1,251 people visit my shop. 1,200. We went from damn near 10,000 down to 1,200, right? So 1,200 people visited my shop. I made $2,191. And that was from November 1st to December 1st. In November, I ran Etsy ads because at this point, I'm like, wow, they really are like putting my stuff to the back, because it's not that I'm not getting orders. It's just the orders are so small, and I'm looking at all the other ads, like my prices are the best. Like, what's going on? I feel like mine wasn't purposely being seen because I wasn't paying for Etsy ads. So I end up deciding to run some Etsy ads, and I chose my budget to be $2 per day. Now, what I did not know, and what I wish I would have known, was $2 per day per item, not for the store itself, per item. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know, I'm gonna put all my items on there. Y'all got 22 items. So people were clicking on the ads, and so you don't get charged if someone just scrolls past your ad, right? If they put your ad in front of somebody and they just stroll past it, you don't get charged. But every time somebody actually clicks on your ad, they charge you. And I had $2 per item, 22 items, which was like $44, because for some reason when Etsy is posting your ads, they swear up and down people are clicking on them. How I only got 1,200 visits, y'all. Like, I only got 1,200 visits, and I was paying a good chunk of money in ads. Like, I paid a good chunk of money in ads. So my laptop just died. So I paid a good chunk of money in ads, y'all, and I was like, the return was not worth how much I was paying in ads. So I ended up like cutting the ads or whatever. I was running a sale on my personal site, and I started using social media more. Now, another thing I wish I would have known about Etsy before signing up is you can set auto messages. It was very overwhelming when I first got started on Etsy because like 10,000 people visited my shop in 30 days, basically. So that was a lot of questions. That was a lot of, what is this, and this, you know? And trying to reply to all of those people and stay on top of all the different questions was a lot for just me. It wasn't until later on, once I started watching videos and educating myself on Etsy, that I realized I could set up auto replies. So if their question had like keywords in it, it would send them a certain type of message. Where was the tutorial when I first signed up, right? But if you're going to start an Etsy shop, make sure you set you up some auto messages, okay? The last thing, which kind of goes back into the ads, Etsy controls your store, y'all. So I didn't realize it how much until, like I said, the after effects of the success that I had when I first started. But y'all, ultimately, Etsy is a platform, and it should be used as a platform. I'm going to continue to have my Etsy shop. It's only 20 cents to keep a listing active. So I am going to keep my Etsy site, even though I kind of just went on a rant about things I wish I would have known. I know them now, okay? So I'm still all good when it comes to spending my money and being an Etsy seller. Hopefully this year I'll be 2 times that number, because it's the same products and I plan on adding more products to my store. And I know I haven't said what my store is just yet, but I sell mink lashes and packaging, you know. I sell lashes and packaging. So if you happen to sell either one of those items, let me know down in the comments. If you're going to open up an Etsy store, or if you're thinking about it, let me know what you're going to sell. And y'all, I will see y'all over on Etsy, okay? It's your girl ChonieB. Hopefully you like this video. If you like the video, make sure you like it so other people can see it, okay? Comment down below so other people can see it. All this stuff is so other people can see it. If you liked it, I'm pretty sure somebody else will like it too. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. $21,100. Where, sis? Where is that money at? Cause I can't believe I made $21,000. I didn't think I made that much. I know I made $10,000 within like the first month, but y'all, drastically after that first month, my sales went down, and that's one of the reasons that I don't know if I'm gonna be selling with Etsy anymore. Okay, you have to stick to the end of this video to figure out if I'm going to continue to sell with Etsy or not.